right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Temperatures today got above freezing again, close to 40, close to normal. But being above freezing doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem. Why that is the next few days and how warm we are heading into your holiday week.
It's about damn time.
New leadership at the City Justice Center. Tonight, leaders are reacting to the changes. A suspect shot by officers in St. Louis. We have new details on the police investigation tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robert Townsend. That shooting happened this afternoon near South Grand and Choteau. No officers were hurt. It all started with a call about car break-ins in that area. 5 on your side's Andy Kroll has the latest from police tonight.
A man sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after a string of car break-ins Saturday near Midtown. This during last-minute holiday shopping.
Put your packages out of sight. Hopefully that you would have enough room in your trunk to place your packages in your trunk so that they are not visible outside of the vehicle.
St. Louis Metro Police Major Janice Bachstruck said 4 young men ages 18 to 25 were driving around 2 p.m. in a stolen car. They first targeted cars at the Quick Trip on South Jefferson Avenue, eventually moving on to Topgolf. Police say the suspects then came here to the Target on Grand Boulevard. Police decided to throw out spikes in order to try and avoid a potentially dangerous police pursuit.
When the vehicle left the lot, it was spiked, and it then struck another vehicle, still attempting to flee, even though it was spiked, and then hit the median in the middle of Grand Avenue and became disabled.
The gray Audi Q7 was stolen Wednesday in High Ridge at a shopping center. Police finding 3 additional guns and suspected narcotics inside.
Like I had seen a crashed car on my way down here, and yeah, when someone just yelled to ask like what happened, or the response was something big.
Chenga Sabangan lives on South Grand Boulevard and was getting off the Metrolink when he saw the aftermath. Police said all 4 of the men ran from the smashed car. One of them was armed. 2 officers ordered the man to drop his pistol. When he didn't, police said the officer shot him in the hip.
I'm a very lucky human being initially, because I was just literally at hours away. If I had got on an earlier train or like bus or anything, I could have been affected by it in a negative manner, but I'm not, so thank God, for lack of better terms.
All 4 suspects now in custody. Andy Kroll, 5 on your side.
Annie, thanks for that. Less than 2 weeks after returning from leave, the St. Louis City Justice Center commissioner is no longer employed by the city. Jennifer Clemens Abdullah went on leave in September, but the city never said why she was on leave. Clemens Abdullah has been criticized over her leadership at the CJC in the past. Now, over the last few years, there have been several violent incidents at the jail, including riots and inmate deaths. Tonight, aldermen are calling for more transparency and hoping for a positive change at the downtown jail.
Hopefully this is us charting a new direction in the positive way for the jail, because it should be a place that is not inhumane. It should be a place where people are held, and until due process is due, that they are sitting there, but they are not getting beat up, that they're not dying under our watch.
Alderwoman Kara Spencer releasing a statement saying, quote, "While I commend this decision, the lack of communication and refusal to take questions is troubling." Now, Tammy Ross is now acting commissioner at the CJC. The change in leadership also comes less than 2 weeks after the city hired an outside consultant to improve conditions at that jail. Now to our weather impact forecast. It's a cold night outside around the bi-state. Let's check in with meteorologist Gary Frank. Hey, Gary.
Hey, good evening. Not too bad right now. The wind is different from last night, although last night it started to settle down. That was our big story from yesterday here. As we look at Missouri Botanical Gardens, one of the last few nights here, not necessarily last few nights before Christmas. I know it goes on after that as well, but still pretty nice, all things considered. You can see where the system that created that wind has moved. We had that lake effect snow. You can see where that northwest wind is. For us, we're going to transition to more of a southerly breeze tomorrow. You can see where it is nice and clear off to our southwest. That's what we'll be tapping into. It's also a much warmer air mass. Right now, as we look at our temperatures, of course, they're below freezing, as you would expect, at 28 degrees with an east breeze at 5 miles an hour. We got to 39 today. Our average is 43. So overall, it's clearing out nicely and the wind is light. It's not too bad at the moment. It does feel cooler than the air temperature in some cases, like St. Charles at 19. And that's what I think you'll deal with in the morning. However, as we head into the overnight hours, not going to drop a ton. We'll hold pretty steady into the upper 20s. Your main weather impact the next few days, the fact that it's warmer than average. Tomorrow, we'll slightly get above average, but we are going to really turn it up over the next few days. And we're above freezing for a while. not just in the afternoon, but we're talking about the morning too. Why it's so much warmer. We'll also track your holiday forecast as we get throughout the next few days.
You can get our weather impact forecast anytime. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Tonight, police are investigating a deadly crash in North St. Louis County. It happened this morning near North Hanley and St. Charles Rock Road. Police say a car hit a pole, overturned, then caught on fire. One man died. A woman was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police have not released the name of the man who died. One person is dead after a wrong-way crash in South St. Louis. It happened yesterday evening on Interstate 55 near Sydney Street, not far from the Soulard area. Police say a person was driving northbound in the southbound lanes when he hit another person head-on. Now, the wrong-way driver died. The driver of the other car is expected to survive. Leaders are taking steps to improve a North St. Louis County neighborhood. Today, the city of Dalewood provided safety equipment to residents. Every person who walked into City Hall got a free smoke detector, a carbon monoxide detector, and a fire extinguisher. Now, they could also sign up to have fire crews install them.
Because these are items that, we all need to have, but sometimes people just don't, give the attention to get these items. And so they were just so glad that we took it amongst ourselves to make sure they had these items to be safe at home. People are cooking. It's Christmas time, holidays. There's a lot of cooking going on, a lot of family gatherings. So it just makes sense right now to make sure that this is a great timing for the residents.
All of the supplies were free thanks to the funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. Today, a local nonprofit made the holidays a little brighter for children in our area. Bikers for Backpacks rather, helped Santa give away toys and lots of other items at the Sterling Heights Apartments in St. Charles. Now, the organization is helping families who cannot afford presents. A SWAT team was also on the site there, assembling dozens of bikes for the kids. Congress passes a new spending bill, what it does and does not pay for.
I was like, I'm getting ripped off.
An unwanted tow racks up thousands in fines for a University City resident as our I-Team uncovers it's part of a growing issue in the St. Louis area.
Today was the winter solstice early this morning, and it was the shortest daylight period of the year today. 9 hours, 27 minutes, and 56 seconds. Why it won't feel like winter this week as we gain daylight each day, how warm it gets as we head to Christmas.
New details tonight in a deadly attack on a Christmas market in Germany. At least 5 people died, including a 9-year-old child. Hundreds more are hurt and dozens have critical injuries. A man drove his car into the busy market yesterday in Magdeburg. Investigators are trying to figure out whether terrorism was a motive. The suspect is a doctor who lived in Germany for nearly 20 years. He's originally from Saudi Arabia. He had a history of making anti-Islam statements. Prosecutors believe he was unhappy with Germany's treatment of Saudi refugees. Some developing news tonight out of Texas. That's Killeen, Texas. At least 5 people are hurt after a man drove into a mall. It happened just a few hours ago. Police say the man crashed into a JCPenney store and kept driving inside the store with multiple people. He hit them. Officers then opened fire, killing the driver. Police have not released any new details about that driver. They are still investigating tonight. The U.S. government is now funded through mid-March. That's after Congress passed a spending bill avoiding a government shutdown earlier this morning. The bill includes disaster relief and help for farmers, but it does not raise the debt limit, something President-elect Donald Trump was hoping for. Congress also cut out pay raises for lawmakers and restrictions on investments in China. Now, under the bill, the government will pay to repair Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. A cargo ship, you'll remember, crashed into the bridge earlier this year, causing it to collapse. 6 workers on the bridge died. If there are any financial settlements involving the collapse, the U.S. Treasury Department will get money back to pay for those repairs. Let's take a live look tonight at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Hundreds of thousands of people, of course, are expected to travel through the airport over the next few weeks. Weather is causing a few delays at other airports in the Northeast. Parts of New England are seeing several inches of snow. Areas like Chicago and Detroit have a chance of rain and snow in the coming days. And if you plan on hopping on a plane this holiday season, make sure those holiday goodies you pack are TSA compliant. The agency says you can bring wrapped presents, but advises against them in case they trip an alarm and officers need to unwrap them. Now, the holiday baked goods like goodies, cookies, fruitcakes, and brownies, all those goodies are good to go, but those holiday drinks, listen up, they need to be in a checked bag. TSA says anything larger than 3.4 ounces that spills, pumps, or pours is not allowed. And listen up, tonight the Mega Millions jackpot keeps on growing. Nobody hit those 6 net matching numbers last night. Nobody. The jackpot now, listen to this, around $944 million. Wow, that's a cash value of about $429 million. The next drawing is on Christmas Eve. If you play, good luck. What a Christmas gift that would be, huh?
Our lows over the last week have been actually above freezing to start off, but have dipped below the last few days. As we go throughout the next several days, it flips the other way, how warm it gets and how long we stay that way.
Tonight we're hearing from a University City woman who says her cars were towed right out of her driveway. The I-Team's Paula Hassan finds out the reason why and uncovers a growing problem right here in the St. Louis area.
For Kiana Dorsey, life is all about her family. Raising her kids and a 1-year-old grandson, she works tirelessly to hold everything together. Now she says the city she calls home is tearing it all apart.
I'm still in the dark.
A few months ago, Kiana says University City Police and a nearby towing company showed up unannounced at her home. She says this is the moment they towed 2 of her cars without warning, leaving another car damaged in the process.
They just dropped it.
Which the city denies. The whole ordeal has left her with an avalanche of unanswered questions.
I don't know why you're towing it. Then when I ask you why, you tell me to take it up to county.
She says she has no record of any legal issues with the city or unpaid tickets.
All my property taxes are paid.
So the I-Team pressed for answers. A University City Police spokesperson responded by email, saying towing actions follow strict rules for public safety and compliance with state laws. They added that Hartman's Towing is an independent contractor. The city does not profit from towing fees, and they declined to comment on potential legal matters. The city's attorney says the 2 cars were towed because they were unlicensed, making them public nuisances.
I had plates on the vehicles.
She tells the I-Team her bills are piling up.
I'm getting ripped off.
Over $7,000 in towing and storage fees.
It's very heartbreaking because you don't expect something like this to happen to you.
Kiana's story isn't an isolated case. Attorneys with Arch City Defenders say illegal tows are a growing issue across St. Louis County, tied to one motive: money. They point to the fact that in the past 5 years, University City's municipal court has collected millions in fines and fees. But the city says it removes only a handful of derelict cars each month, emphasizing that it actually results in financial loss.
It also raises many constitutional issues.
Attorney Brianna Coppersmith is representing Kiana.
Anytime you take private property, the government has to provide notice, an opportunity to be heard. It's deeply concerning when we think about the government coming onto someone's private driveway to cars that are not presenting any safety hazard, any risk whatsoever, are parked legally on their driveway, and then without any warning whatsoever can just take those cars.
Kiana, now down to a single car, is juggling 2 jobs and mounting bills.
Who do you think needs to be held accountable for this?
University City. The police department, I do.
The city says its attorney is working with Kiana's attorney to resolve the dispute and get her cars properly registered and licensed. But Kiana feels blindsided, saying her vehicles remain in the tow lot and she's still waiting for a clear explanation. For the I-Team, Paula Hassan, 5 on your side.
Meteorologist Gary Frank joining us now with the weather impact forecast.
Yeah, as we continue to look outside, we have to find snow right now by, pretty much looking outside. We make snow right now. That's what we're looking at here. That's the only way we can find snow because we're not going to see it otherwise. That's the only place you're going to find a white Christmas in Hidden Valley. They're making snow here. I don't know how long it's going to hold on the rest of the week because that's how the temperatures look. Now, right now, it's cold in Kirksville. It's in the teens because it's always cold in Kirksville. But otherwise, you can see where we have an east breeze, but there it's transitioning to the south, Wichita, Lincoln, even in Goodland. And that's mostly because it's warming up off the mountains. But that's indicative of the the air mass that will change things for us for the next few days. As we head into the overnight hours, though, low to mid-20s outside of the city, in the city, upper 20s. It's cold again, but the winds are light. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. For tomorrow, we'll start off in the upper 20s, like I mentioned, but look at 9 o'clock, 33 degrees. That's important because that may be the last time we're below freezing for at least the next 7 days at all. That's how significant this change is for us. Mid to upper 40s for us tomorrow with a south breeze at 10 to 15 miles an hour. A lot of sunshine. Should warm up pretty nicely. Now, looking ahead to the rest of the week, of course, as we warm up, we're not talking about much more than rain, but we are going to transition those air masses, and we talked about it, bringing in chances for rain. Our first disturbance should be mainly to our south on Monday. I think you're going to start the day dry for those of you that are headed to work, but as you look throughout the next several hours, that starts to work its way eventually to the north, and I think impacts us late in the day on Tuesday. Not an all-day rain, not an incredibly soaking rain, but it's around, and then as we get closer to, of course, Wednesday, so your Christmas Eve, a little wet. By Wednesday, we'll see showers throughout the day. That continues at times on Thursday as well, but less. Then we're going to look off to our southwest, and that's where our next storm for Friday and Saturday is. Yes, that means we're going to see basically a chance for rain starting Monday all the way through maybe next Saturday. So let's start Monday. Showers south, temps in the low 50s. By Christmas Eve, rain lingers. I think it's maybe our coolest of these 3 days. And by Christmas Day, I do think that there will be showers around, not an all-day rain, but it's certainly not only above average, but it's much warmer, and we see that rain continue. For the next few days, though, you'll look at temperatures from 47 to 35 overnight. Like I said, it's important to note that we are not going to dip below freezing for a while. Not only are we going to not dip below freezing, but our overnight lows, even by Thursday, are above our average highs. And that's where we're going to see even a few thunderstorms Friday into Saturday with temps back in the 60s.
The 60s. Looking forward to that winter warm-up. Gary, thanks. Michaela's here now with what's coming up in sports.
All right. Well, bragging rights are at stake, folks. The Fighting Illini are looking for back-to-back victories. Do the Missouri Tigers have what it takes to top them?
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
No more guessing, folks. The Cardinals are moving in a different direction and have officially parted ways with former MVP and 5-time Silver Slugger Paul Goldschmidt. The Cardinals made it clear they wouldn't extend Goldie an offer in 2025, but the New York Yankees apparently see promise in the 37-year-old veteran first baseman. They agreed on a 1-year, $12.5 million deal. Goldschmidt earned a Gold Glove in 2021 and MVP honor in 2022, all within his 6-year tenure with the Cards. It's a bittersweet ending, but we are wishing him the best in New York. And I know basketball fans have had December 22nd circled on their calendars for one of the most notorious college basketball rivalries. Bragging rights are at stake between the Missouri Tigers and Fighting Illini. Who's going to go home with the hardware this year? Illinois is coming off a heartbreaking 2-point loss to Tennessee, but this team is carrying over confidence from last year, looking for back-to-back bragging rights victories. Illinois has proven to be one of the top defensive teams in the country, holding opponents to just 64 points per game and averaging 45 rebounds. But this isn't the same Tigers team they faced last year. Mizzou is riding on a 10-game win streak and have 8 different leading scorers this season. Fans will be flooding to the Enterprise Center for a noon tip-off, and Tigers sophomore Anthony Robinson is ready for the chaos.
It's going to be a fun atmosphere. Really take it in and, just come in and just show what we got. And, we can shock the world a little bit. And people are doubting us, so we're going to come out and show people what we got.
I think when you look at the holiday season, it's a rivalry. And when you're a part of college basketball's rivalry, or at least one of the best games out there, you take pride in it, and ultimately giving our guys a chance, an opportunity to go out and execute.
It's National Basketball Day, so let's keep the ball rolling. Incarnate Word and Nearing's in the first round of the Viz tournament. Good ball movement by the Red Knights leads to a wide-open Nevaeh Caffey, good for 3. Savannah Stricker down the middle, nice Euro soft finish in the paint. Peyton Hill stands strong, takes the charge. I see you, girl. Defense gets love over here. Incarnate Word wins big, 86-37. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs hoping to clinch an AFC #1 seed against the Texans Saturday morning. Speaking of Mahomes, despite the ankle injury, he's off to the races, stays on his feet 15 yards and a touchdown. KC up 6 late in the third. Mahomes finds Worthy over in the corner. Chiefs secured the win 27-19 over the Texans. They will be on the road facing the Steelers on Christmas Day. In more baseball news, MLB Hall of Famer and the king of stolen bases, Rickey Henderson, has died at 65 years old. Reports say Henderson has been in the hospital battling pneumonia. The King of Steel was a 10-time All-Star and 2-time World Series champion in his 24-year career. He stole 1,406 bases, a record that still stands today. He was a Golden Glove Award recipient and 3-time Silver Slugger Award winner. Henderson would have turned 66 on Christmas Day. Oh, and some college football news. We got Tennessee, Ohio State going on right now, and last time I checked, OHIO up 42-10, so we'll see how that one ends up finishing out.
A lot of folks watching that game.
Oh, yeah,
Not
for
anymore,
sure.
they're not.
Maybe, turn it off.
Stink.
We got a lot of
These games all
Tennessee
stink.
fans in their feelings right now.
42-10.
Yes.
These games all stink. The game was over in 5 minutes.
Yeah, first quarter. Did it in.
Michaela, thanks a lot. Gary's got a final look at the weather, including that Christmas Day forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be raining off and on. Temps are much above average here over the next few days, and you know it's okay once in a while. But we got a lot of rain icons from Monday to Saturday. No big soaking rains, at least in the short term. But we do expect kind of a wet Christmas as temps are remaining above average for the most part the next few days.
Break out the umbrellas. Well, that's all of our time for 5 on Your Side at 10. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 6 a.m. Have a great tomorrow, everybody.